Happy Wednesday. It's Hump Day Wednesday. Woohoo! All right, today's segment is about the Young Turks. I got to vent out something about them. Normally I like them. Normally they're actually a very good show. Occasionally way emotional and stuff. But in this time I got to actually be perfectly honest. They're dropping the ball big time. They made another segment concerning the migrants that are up in New York and how it's a migrant crisis and all this other crap. Somebody like me that's been saying that they really shouldn't be complaining because they're in a state where there's nothing holding them back from doing whatever they want as to how they want to house the migrants or facilitate them or whatever. And I still have to stand by that, especially now where all the crying and complaining that New York and Chicago and all them are doing, they're crying and complaining, saying, "Oh, this isn't a state thing. This is a government thing, and the government should be handling it," and all this other crap. I shook my finger at these cities because of the simple fact that there's no, there's nothing holding them back like the way there is here in Texas, where it's our own governor that's mucking things up, And what I heard on the Young Turks was that Senk guy and that lady, I forgot her name, Shank or whatever. I can't remember. I can't remember the proper enunciation. I usually always thought it was just Senk because of the C. It's saying, Abbott is crying that he can only do so much, and now these guys in New York are crying that they can only do so much. So why should all of the burden be thrown on Greg Abbott and in Texas? And I'm like, what the hell am I listening to? These people up in New York have reason to cry and complain and all this good stuff. Because Texas isn't putting up with it, so why shouldn't New York? And I'm listening to these guys and I'm going, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's part of my language. Texas isn't overwhelmed. It never has been overwhelmed with migrants. Texas just never bothered to get organized. I know. I was a rideshare driver at the time, going all over Texas, looking at everybody do nothing but stand around and bitch and complain. And what I see when I see New York doing the exact same shit, just in a rally, just with the governor, New York governor, posting something on the internet, and with a smile on her face too. Hey, look, this is the government thing. This is a federal thing. We're just New York. Excuse you? Just New York? Okay. Again, you've got nothing holding you back. You don't have somebody in a political power. You also got cooperation with the government. It's not like Biden just says, okay, take care of it. Biden's been forking over money to you guys. Biden's been handing millions of dollars, tens of millions, $100 million. And you fools have done nothing but taken the money and still cried some more. And the reason why I've got the beef with TYT is because for some oddball reason, the Young Turks, who's usually very take a step back and look at the bigger picture, for some reason isn't taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. What you're looking at is the flip side of a coin, where Abbott is suing the government and saying Biden isn't doing his job. You look at the flip side of the coin, and you got New York, you got the mayor of New York, the governor all the way down to the mayors, who are suing the government saying Biden needs to do more. Okay, and that's really all that it is. It's just another form of people abusing their suing their power to sue and gain more money and making sure that everybody believes that things are a mess while not trying to do a damn thing at all. Greg Abbott needed to muck up everything here in San Antonio. Greg Abbott needed to muck up everything in Beto O'Rourke's territory. Greg Abbott needed to arrest actual American citizens in the name of border security. Greg Abbott needed to make sure that that wall was never complete. Greg Abbott needed to put state troopers and all them in charge of border inspections. And they loused it up big time. That 53 count people dead that cooked in the trailer. Greg Abbott needed that in order to make you believe that there was some kind of migrant crisis. And now here's the governor, and as soon as I can remember her name, I'll state it. And that Mayor Eric somebody in New York, the big time mayor that's doing a lot of yapping. You know, now in New York, they need people out on the streets so they can sue the government and get more money. They need to pull strings or whatever to sort of draw straws or go to semantics, resort to semantics and saying it's a federal issue in order to get more money. They need to say, well, what's the president doing? In order to get everybody to believe that there's a big crisis out there, in order to get you to believe that it's this overwhelming crisis and all this other crap. It's all about the money. Belief is the tool. Remember that. I've stated through countless segments since I started this show in 2021. It's all about the money. Belief is the tool. I don't understand why the Young Turks would join in the hype to join the side of the politicians who are committing all of this propaganda just to get more money. The migrant crisis propaganda just to get more money. I don't understand this. I don't understand how this one Tejano with a GED as the only proof of a valid education, a certifiable education, can connect these dots, and highly educated with journalistic teams, you know, with a team of journalists, how in the world they can't connect these dots? This doesn't make any sense to me. I can guess that it's for the ratings. There's no way that they're going to that their exposure is going to break those politicians and their methods. So they're just going to go with the flow and you know, try to look like, you know, the you know, big time journalists that we're all interpreting them as. You know, they're for the ratings, you know. That's all. That, to my best guess, that's the reason why the Young Turks is now joining into the propaganda. You know, maybe they got stock invested in it or something. I don't know. Maybe some of their lawyers is on the New York governor's lawyers team. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. All I can say, however, is that you gotta stay focused on what the main subject is, what the main idea is. It's all about the money. Belief is the tool. Both sides, whether accusing Biden of not doing his job or accusing Biden of needing to do more of his job, okay? While at the same time, both sides don't do a damn thing except not make anything better, you know? Yeah, Abbott threw a bunch of barrels with razor wire in the river. It didn't help anything. It certainly didn't help the migrants that we actually did achieve to have in our state. He bussed those migrants over to another state, causing more problems without the proper papers, communications, and not even sending them to the areas where they actually had sponsors. Okay? He was part of the problem. And for some oddball reason, Sink is out there taking his side. He's taking my governor's side. Well, why should it be burden of Abbott? Abbott has to shoulder all the responsibility. He hasn't shouldered the responsibility. Hello? He's done nothing but cause more problems. And now here we got the New York governor and the New York mayor, New York City mayor, causing more problems, not doing a damn thing, picking up checks and only using them for to a certain extent, and then claiming, well, the government needs to needs to take care of this. You already got a whole crap load of checks. What are you doing now? Turncoating on the one guy that was authorizing those checks and telling him that it's his problem. I'll tell you what you're doing. You're trying to get more checks. You're trying to get more funding. You're trying to get more funding for less work. Because obviously if you're throwing the responsibility on the federal government, you're expecting the government to actually fit the bill and the labor to facilitating those migrants, the asylum seekers. It's just that obvious. It's all about the money. Belief is the tool. You know, and I hate to say this, but it's a damn shame that, you know, we've got journalists and all them feeding into the propaganda. Just out of curiosity, is that Young Turks, are they gaining a profit out of this? You know, are they getting a cut from Abbott and the governor of New York? You know, are they being paid to say, just tell me that you're getting paid. Just tell me that you're getting paid. I'll take it. I'll take it. But please don't tell me that you're joining into the propaganda because you actually believe this babbling bullshit. Please. But of course, if that is the truth, then yeah, I'll take that also. And I'll just start looking for other journalists to follow, because if all this is all that's coming out of the Young Turks, that's very disappointing. That is very disappointing. Next thing you know, Brian Tyler Cohen's gonna be jumping on that bandwagon. Next thing you know, Brian Tyler Cohen's gonna be shaking hands with Greg Abbott at a meeting one day. You know, we're gonna start to see Bo with the Fifth Column, you know, hugging the New York City mayor and saying, Biden isn't doing his shit, you know. We're gonna see freaking what's his name, Ring of Fire guy, Fair and Balanced. We're gonna see him over in Texas. We're gonna see him in Florida. He's already in Florida, I think. Fucking joining the parade. I'm standing side by side next to DeSantis. All for the ratings. Either that or they've all gone stupid and actually believe this propaganda horse shit. That's going to be so disappointing. That's so disappointing. But yeah, sorry. I mean, I'll get over it. Don't get me wrong. You know, there are no such thing as heroes. But I got to vent this out. I got to let this out. It's pretty bad. It's pretty disappointing, man. To think the liberal redneck is going to be joining, you know, it's going to be standing side by side with the Arizona governor saying, you know, he shouldn't be burdened with such problems such as migrants and asylum seekers. You know, My boss is pulling up, so I gotta get on the clock, which means I gotta sign out here. Y'all take care. Y'all take it easy. Again, this is just a little vent. I'm not trying to cause any problems or start an uprising or any kind of horse shit like that. I just gotta let everybody know what I'm thinking. I'm venting out, letting everybody hear my comments, because that's what this is. Chris's comments, a show of common sense on common ground. Y'all take care. Y'all take it easy. It's Hump Day Wednesday. We're halfway through it. Halfway through the work week. Y'all take care. This is Chris's comments, signing out.